Winnie-the-Pooh, Winnie-the-Pooh. Chubby little cubby all stuffed with fluff. He's Winnie-the-Pooh, Winnie-the-Pooh, willy-nilly silly old bear.
Did I just hear in that song that they called me silly? Well, I'm not Winnie. I'm Mr. Caldestall, Young Authors. Greetings from my dark den, also known as my basement, where I don't slumber all winter. You may be wondering, why is he talking to me as a bear? Well, we all know that bears like to slumber, hibernate during the winter. And when the weather warms, they come alive. And this, your last essay of the year, is your opportunity to come alive and flourish as an author. This is your chance. And what a great topic to write about. The topic that we hear in the news 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And now you get to decide, what do you know? How do you know it? And why does it matter? I think it's going to be really fun. So today, you're simply going to write your essay. I have an example to share with you, and then you're going to fill out your outline and then knock your essay out, and then we'll start working on feedback. I will get my feedback to you as soon as you are done with your essay. So on that note, I have one last question for you. Why was there only one Yogi Bear? Because when they tried to make a second one, they made a boo-boo. Terrible joke. Let's get to work. The Bare Necessities. That's a different song from a different Disney movie. Right? That's from Jungle Book. So here's today's must-do. Reading jot. If you don't complete your reading jot, I'm required to mark you absent. Single Edpuzzle, today's expectations. And then your final checkpoint number 4. And that's the outline for your essay. The more time and effort you put into your outline, the easier your essay will be. And then your final product. It would be awesome if by the end of today you have your essay completed. The sooner you have your essay done, the sooner I can get you feedback. Those that turn it in today, I'll be giving you feedback over the weekend so you can get going first thing Monday morning. And our must show, your reading jot, today's expectations on Edpuzzle. Your outline must be completed, and then hopefully you'll have your essay done. The plan is on Wednesday that you're going to begin receiving feedback from your classmates, and then your final essay will be done on Friday, and then the last week we're going to create our podcast, and we'll take our essay and make it into a video, which will be really fun. Here's the link to your jot, your reading jot. Here's the only Edpuzzle you need to do today. That's the expectations. I don't know what's going on with that bear. Well, here are the 9 steps to complete your final product. On Wednesday, you were to choose your topic, and hopefully you filled out the Google form that was part of that. If you didn't get that done, the link is right here. Then checkpoint 4 is due today. I have an example of a completed outline, right? The link, you can see right here on this slide. And then the final product, you need to write your essay, which is basically just taking your outline and putting it together. Everything should be already flushed out for you. And that's what needs to be done today. Here's an example of a completed essay. It's a topic that is not one of the 10 that you can choose from, but it shows the arc of the claim, the evidence, the path the claim took, and then how to conclude your paragraph. Will hand sanitizer combust if left in a hot car? Hand sanitizer is definitely flammable, but enough to start a car fire? On May 21st, the Western Lakes Fire District in Oconomowoc published a post that claimed that hand sanitizer will combust if left in a hot car. Dan Evan of Snopes, who investigated the claim, believes it originally came from Brazil because the posts were written in Portuguese, the native language of the country, and it went viral through the South American country. What's interesting is that at the bottom of the local fire department post, they cited 2 sources, the National Fire Protection Association and the North Carolina chapter of the International Association of Arson Investigators. Both of those are credible sources. The problem is that the Western Lakes Fire District's Facebook post was not based on those two credible sources. It was based on an unsighted claim. The issue is fire safety. And when making simple decisions, there's nobody better to trust than your local fire department and a National Association of Firefighters. The problem is the original unnamed source is not credible, and the information is not accurate. While the sources linked at the bottom of the post are credible, the information the local fire department used, including the image, was not. Had the local fire department checked its own sources carefully, their interpretation of the information would have been very different. Their claim would have been very different. According to Snopes, here's the path this particular claim made. In April 2020, a series of photographs started to circulate on WhatsApp and Telegram that supposedly showed the aftermath of a car fire caused by an unintended bottle of hand sanitizer. Neither the picture nor the claim is cited. These posts, many of which were written in Portuguese, urged people to be cautious about leaving hand sanitizer in their cars because, they claimed, it can spontaneously combust. A month or so after these posts went viral in Brazil, a similar rumor started to circulate on English language pages. In addition to being spread by anonymous social media users, these warnings also made their way onto the pages of a real-life fire department, the Western Lakes Fire District of Wisconsin, which is in the Kettle Moraine School District. The fire department shared the following post on its Facebook page on May 21st. The reactions from the public were mixed. Some people were thankful, like Sue Furlong, who wrote, "Thank you for pointing out a danger most of us would not think of." Others, however, used the strategy of lateral reading and found that the post wasn't true and/or the idea that a bottle of hand sanitizer could combust and cause a fire was exaggerated. For example, Mario Tewada Garcia of New Jersey linked an article in the USA Today newspaper whose headline read, "Fact check, alcohol-based hand sanitizers will not spark car fires." Another critical post came from Lee Arnton, who studies humanities at Wesleyan University in Middleton, Connecticut. Lee wrote a tongue-in-cheek post that stated, "Congratulations, you've made it to Snopes," as if that were a badge of honor. Then there were those who merely poked the fire department in the proverbial eye, with snarky comments like this one from Roy Johnson of McRoberts, Kentucky. "Hand sanitizer stored in your car on a hot day may attract asteroids. Be careful out there." Those who used the lateral reading strategy discovered that our local fire department merely took an unsighted post from Brazil and reposted it. In addition, not only did they repost an unsighted claim, but they cited a link to the correct information. The problem is they didn't accurately summarize their own credible source, and that created a firestorm, no pun intended, of a debate on the accuracy of the claim they posted or reposted. News stations around the country picked up on the debate and made it clear that hand sanitizer in a car will not catch fire. Snopes, along with fact-checking organizations around the country and around the world, determined that the fire department's claim is false. How did all of this happen? In an attempt to keep his community safe, I believe a fire department official saw a post about hand sanitizers, didn't read it closely, and then wrote a sloppy post that caused a lot of confusion and anger. The officials then added some links to the bottom from credible sources, but it appears that those sources were never looked at carefully. This could have been avoided by reading closely, searching for a credible citation, and having several sets of eyes give feedback before the post was published on Facebook. That's the process for newspapers and magazines. That's also the process for many television and radio news stations. That is not the process for those on social media. The answer to the problem of stopping misinformation from spreading is not to be cavalier in publishing a post. People who make a claim must back it up with credible evidence. I have come to realize that people naturally believe something is true if it is posted. Most news organizations have a process to check accuracy before it is published. That process includes editors and fact checkers, but those filters don't exist on social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter. People simply create a post and don't worry about its accuracy. That is fine if those who read a post understand that those claims are not based on evidence. The problem is too many people don't think about the credibility of a source, but with proper education, they can learn. Isn't that the purpose of education? To help us learn how to learn? Now, many of you are going to ask, how many words do I need to have? How many paragraphs do I need to have? And I've said this before. I have a lot of books in my classroom. I have a lot of books in my house. Not one of them has the same amount of words or the same amount of paragraphs. You need to tell the story that you researched. And you can see in a section of the essay about the path that the claim took about a bottle of hand sanitizer catching fire in a car. That alone was 3 paragraphs. Now, yours might need more than that. Yours might need less than that. I don't know because I don't have your story. You need to determine how many paragraphs do I need to explain this story. We're not making cookies. We're not making widgets. There's an art to language arts. And so you need to determine what needs to be done so it's clear, it's cited, and it's explained. You know that I'm here to help. If you get stuck on a certain portion of it, reach out, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. So you're going to have 9 parts to this. Today, you need to expect to be done with part 3, and as soon as you are done, I'm going to start giving feedback. So I'm going to spend my weekend giving students feedback on their essay. The sooner you're done with your essay, and the sooner you make the revisions, the sooner you can start your final product, which is you're going to take that essay and you're going to make it into a podcast, a video podcast with WeVideo. And hopefully you're going to have a lot of fun with it. And I'm going to show you the one that I worked on Wednesday. So hope everybody's well. Have a great weekend. Keep moving forward. The finish line is coming up, but you got to cross it to win.
He's Winnie the Pooh.